Today is an exciting day because I'm going on my first road trip in the Tesla Model 3. Heading down to Vegas to stay at my favorite place, Green Valley Ranch. And it's gonna be interesting because it'll be my first time using a supercharger. This will be my first time not making this trip in a gas car. So I'm curious how much longer it's gonna take, how much of an inconvenience it's gonna be. It's gonna be awesome. So I'll document it for you guys. I mean, it's not a crazy long road trip, but it's long enough to where I'm gonna find out if this is something I can do on the regular, or maybe it's too much of a pain right now. Also, about to take off to Green Valley Ranch. If we were in a gas car, it said we would take 5 hours, 19 minutes. This says it wants us to stop in Beaver at 5%. I'll probably stop in Nephi too. St. George, 6 hours, 16. So about an hour longer. We'll see how painful it is or if it's fun. All right, we're on our way to Las Vegas with some friends. Good old Hazel and Travis. Hey, some people have asked me on the channel, so I'll ask you guys because I don't sit in the back very often, but how's the space? What do you guys think about being in the back seat?
It's good. I mean, I have 6 inches here between like my knee and your chair. So, and you're back a lot farther than Sarah. So
yeah, I have like 8 inches of space.
Sweet.
So it's roomy.
great.
I think a lot of people think that this is like it is a compact car, so it's smaller, but I've been pretty impressed with the space so far. So maybe you guys will feel differently once we get to our first supercharging spot, but so far not too bad, huh?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we'll let you know if we get any cramps.
We decided to go to Nephi for a couple minutes instead of Beaver because it said we would have got the Beaver with like 5% left, and that's cutting it close. That is range anxiety. So we're gonna add another supercharging stop to the destination, but it's gonna be a short one. So Beaver is next, but first up we're gonna stop in Nephi. This is very exciting. I have never seen this car charge for more than 29 miles an hour. This is my first ever supercharging experience. This is exciting. I want to see it. This is exciting. Oh my, look at the miles per hour. Wow, that is exciting.
You can hear it in the background.
This is thrilling.
Just kidding. It's a guy doing leads.
This is Nephi, Utah for you. The glare is awful, so I apologize, but I'm just so excited and happy about this. We're only gonna charge here for about 5 minutes, but man, this is cool. This is awesome. Been here less than 10 minutes. We're ready to get back on the road and no more range anxiety. We should get to Beaver with about 20% left, so I'm ready to go. This first supercharger stop was awesome.
Okay. Go.
I just learned something interesting. I wanted to speed past this truck that was going too slow for my liking, and so I accelerated into the 90s just for passing purposes. I wasn't gonna go 90 the whole time, and I have been denied. I can no longer use autopilot. Auto steer unavailable for the rest of this drive. So the reckless driving that I displayed a moment ago, I'm in Tesla timeout until I get to my next charging station. Crazy. Here at the second supercharging stop, and throw the football around a little bit. So One thing I learned as a kid that I think is still a good idea, always keep a football in your trunk. So we got about 10 minutes here to charge before we get on our way to charge, and we're gonna pass the time with some football. This is your first Tesla road trip, Travis, and it's mine as well. Is this a big inconvenience waiting to charge?
No, because usually you stop a couple times anyways, so you might as well just factor that in and charge your car. I don't see a problem with it.
Hazel, Sarah as well. Sarah drives the Tesla a lot. You first, Hazel.
Oh, it's been great. Like you said, you stop anyways. It's nice. You get a bathroom break and snacks and go from there.
Normally I don't like stopping because I hadn't mentally prepared for it, though. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, you do have to prepare for it. We need to prepare for what's for dinner. We might be going to St. George, might be going to Vegas. We'll let you guys know. Wait, Hazel has something to say.
I said I have a feeling we're gonna go to Vegas.
102 miles away from St. George, and we're about done. We've been here for about 15 minutes, and we have more than enough charge to get the rest of the way, so we're gonna take off. Definitely think it's smart. This is a supercharging tip I got from several people, but you don't have to supercharge to full at every stop. Just basically a little more than what you need to get to the next stop. So we've got enough, and we're off to St. George. This is gonna be interesting because before we pulled in, it said it was gonna take about 35 minutes to get us back on the road. We made it to St. George. But the supercharging station and we got pretty full. Right now it's projecting here. An hour, so we're gonna get dinner and then we'll get back on the road to Vegas. Our supercharging so far, not so bad. Have to wait as long. You're gonna grab dinner, so we're not in a huge rush, but an hour would be a long time. Finished dinner at Costa Vida, and I did learn something interesting about the supercharger. It is about 50% slower when you're sharing a battery. So if you can, try not to have anybody next to you when you charge because it'll charge a lot faster. But we were able to get the battery we needed, and now we are off to Green Valley Ranch. We made it to Green Valley Ranch. Took us about an hour longer than it would have in a gas car. You can definitely feel it, but I think it was worth it. We'll see if I change my mind.